Okay, so maybe you're gonna stay with your non-crafting friends for a while and you crave crafting. Maybe you haven't crafted before, so you might not think you have any craft supply at home. So this video is for you, just some stuff you can go over. See if you have it, if they have it in their place, and ask first if you're allowed to use it. So here we go. Hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. Today we're doing a slightly different video. So holidays are coming up. We're gonna go visit our friends and family, and sometimes you stay overnight, and you might be a longer visit than just your normal over the day. And you might get bored and you might crave crafting. And this is not just for that, but also you might have more craft supply at your house than you in your house in your home than you actually think. I'm sorry about doing that. I'm a bit all over the place. So you're at your friend's house or your own house, your uncle's, your mom's, your auntie's house, whatever, and you crave to create. You want to make a junk journal. Now, this is some stuff you might want to look for. First of all, since you're visiting someone else, or you might have a small place, or you might want to put away your crafting afterwards. So one of the first things you need is something to keep your crafting contained. So you might want to find a tray, or if you can find a little cardboard box to kind of contain your craft. And again, you don't need to find all of this stuff at once, but you know, it can help. It's stuff you can look for. And remember, ask before you use it. Ask before you take it. So this tray is kind of pretty, and you don't want to put paint on it. You don't want to stain it. You don't want to put glue on it or anything like that. So just grab some trash bags. Take one of them. I didn't realize how much I actually use my stand before now that I kind of have to film with one hand and craft with one hand. So this is trash bag, and all you do is you take your little scissor and snip, snip, and you cut off the end where it's close up. You cut along, you can cut along anywhere. I chose to just cut in the center. Let me put these away. There's a lot of stuff here, so and you just open it up like that, and you have some protection for your for the tray, or if you want to use the cardboard box, just something to contain your craft. And this way it doesn't seep through or anything like that, and you have some sort of protection in here. So now you have a place. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to put my finger in the way. There we go. So you have a place that you can craft, kind of contained, where you can put all the things. So let's go over and see what things you might look for. I'm just going to put that tray away because I'm going to use this one as my base, because I feel it's more junk journal-y for me to work on this. Actually, this one has some fun pattern, and we're going to use that in a bit. I'm going to give you some tips and ideas. I don't know if it's going to be this video or the follow-up video, because we'll see how long this is. Hang on. Okay, so let's start with some of the basic things you can find. Toilet paper, you can craft with that. You can also use this to wipe off your hands, or you know, all of that stuff. So toilet paper, good thing to have a little roll of toilet paper. Or maybe some of these household little thicker, I don't know what you call, kitchen roll, I think. Maybe some napkins. And if you can find some with some pretty pattern, that's gold. But some basic white ones, that can help you too. Now, you might find some crayons, some little kitty stuff. You have some crayons here at the bottom. There's some fun pens, you know. But even if you can't find this, just something like this can help you with your junk journal and your crafting. So if you just find one of these, awesome! You can do so much with that. And we're gonna go over in the moving forward what we can use for the things for. English hard word, yay! I found some of these. I don't know if they work, but you know, that's stuff you can look for. Just a regular pencil. Don't forget these. Most people have them in a drawer somewhere, and they're so good to use, and you can make so many fun things. You can also check in the trash. This stuff like this is perfect for junk journaling and crafting. And have a peek out any type of paper. Any type of paper, remember that. And we're gonna go over it. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. Maybe they have some string. Maybe they have a shoelace. You can tie in signature with a shoelace. You can use it as decoration. Tie around it to keep your stuff contained. Maybe find a little pieces of string. These are just 2 little pieces of string. You know, those travel sewing kits are also perfect because they usually have like a button. They might have safety pin, and you can use the safety pins for decorations or just put stuff in. And you can hang stuff from the end of safety pins. Needles, you can always do fun things with needles and some sewing thread. Doesn't have to be like very elaborate or super expensive stuff. Again, we're making a junk journal. You can find so many things. And those little sewing kits, you know, those travel sewing kits that are super cheap. Maybe you even brought one in your bag. Maybe you have one in your bag. In the same, we're talking about napkins and toilet paper. You also have these tissues. Also good to use with your crafting. Now, I have already found what I'm going to use for a cover for this junk journal, and it's this empty coffee package. I just opened it up and rinsed it out, and I'm going to use this for a cover. But you can use something like this. There are plenty of videos where you use paper bags. You might use an envelope. So here I have 2 small envelopes and 2 small envelopes and 2 big envelopes. But if they don't have, not everyone have envelopes at home. But they might have gotten a letter, so you just rip out the address and you can use this. This is perfectly usable paper to use in your junk journal. They might have a little card somewhere that you can use. This again is just some envelope from the trash that you can use. So a lot of stuff. Maybe some old gift paper, wrapping paper. This is some packaging paper that roll with just a little bit left over. Maybe you have something with print on. Now he happened to have a white one with just a little bit on that I could use. But he has some with printed on, but he needed those. So remember, ask first before you take something. And these are, you know, those papers that you put on the shelves to kind of make it easier to clean. So we had some scraps of that. So I was allowed to use that. Maybe you have some there too. You can ask around. Look around. Actually, a lot of times when we're visiting a family, let's say your mom for Christmas or something, they are very busy. So don't just, oh, do you have some of this? Do you have some of this? Go around, see what you can find. Maybe some coffee filters. This is a perfect pocket to put in. If you fold it up like that, you have a double pocket. So coffee filters, thumbs up. And here we found for playing cards, but it's just a box. So this one you can use. And this box had the 3 jokers in them. So you can use that. Perfect. Some little labels for, you know, when you mark stuff for your freezer. Maybe they have some of these. So you can have maybe 1 or 2 of these that you can use. Don't use up all of it. And remember, ask first. Hang on. His dad came up by, so I just stopped for a moment. Also, we have these are baking muffins, those little, these. And you can use those too. They are pretty to, you can fold them up like this and you have a double pocket. So you can put stuff in there and you can put stuff in there. So you have a double pocket with a fun shaped thing, or you can put it as a corner pocket or something like that. So those you can use. Don't take all of them, but I'm just taking it out to show you. On my way here, I stopped at the grocery store and they had these like lottery tickets. These are free, and you kind of mark in the numbers and so on. This is also fun to use, and there are papers. Papers, guys, just look around papers. So again, look in the trash, look at these. Maybe they have a little bit of notebook like this that you can have. This one has a few pages in it. And you also have the thick cover at the back that you can use for the cover. The thick back that you can use for a cover. Yay! Words! Hard! A few printing papers. Don't take like everything they have, but ask, can I have a few of these papers? I took 4 papers here, and he was okay with that. Post-it notes. These are smaller ones, but you know, you can also use the square ones, and you can use all of that. Some tea or some coffee to dye paper with, or use to paint with. Oh, but they're not crafters. They don't have paintbrushes. But I bet they have Q-tips. I bet they have a sponge. You can use that. Speaking of the painting stuff, maybe they have some leftover paint that you can use. They might have like some old bedding. Now, we always, like when we have old bed sheets, when they're broken and so on, and we're not using them as bed sheets anymore, we rip them up and use them as rags. So that is what this is. So it was, I went and picked it up in the garage, so they might have some garage stains on them. Actually, this one looks kind of okay. Nice. So we have some fabric. Or they might have like an old pillowcase or something that you can use. So this one is just out here for example. I'm not going to use this one. What else do we have? Yes, we have this. This is a sandwich and baking paper. Those are also really fun to create new textures. Also really good to use in between layers in your junk journal, and so on. Maybe they have one of these little magazines that you're not going to use. You can use it to, either you can use this for a junk journal and just glue stuff on the pages, or you can rip out images. You can, I mean, just using something like this is fun. This is a lot of fun stuff. Cut out the little squares, glue them together, and you have a little dingle dangle that you can put in the safety bin, right? So you can use just a little magazine like that. Also, like advertising like this. You can do a lot of fun stuff. Bohemian Crafting, she is amazing at using magazines and like direct mailing and ads and stuff. She is amazing. She makes such an amazing art with, I'm calling it art, weird junk journal crafting, but when she does it, it's art. So these are like free magazines. Like, you can get so much material out of this. Also, you might want to have a peek at these. So this is a first aid kit. Hang on a second. Okay, so like first aid stuff. Now remember, if they're not open, do not open them, because you might need them, you know, if they only have one. Now he had multiple first aid kit, and I was allowed to like use this for example. So this one, for example, you see you have a lot of fabric and you have a lot of stuff that you can use in here. I'm not going to use these because we need it for the first aid, because he's a hunter and he's also out in like traffic a lot. So we have one in the car, some in this hunting bag and all of that stuff. So, but for example, and this is just a little sterile compress. And those are actually good pockets, or you can use them when you dye paper or when you paint. So if they have extra, you know, you can sometimes get them with, you know, buy this and you get a first aid kit with that, you know. So if you have like multiple ones, maybe you can sacrifice one, maybe, but ask first. Here's some cotton that you can use. This one is unopened, so I'm not going to open it. If you want to paint, or if you want to, you can use a little cotton and you can like paint with coffee or tea or something like that. Now for putting things together, we have a few things. So you can use tape. Maybe they have tape at home. Now I was lucky, he had a little glue stick. It's very old and it's not the best shape, but he has a glue stick. Also a stapler. They might have a stapler at their place. The sewing kit is actually good. You can sew in pockets. You don't need to glue them. You don't need to tape them. You can sew in pockets. So if you have one of those travel kits, grab them. He has one of those. So maybe they have one of these too. Maybe some paper clips that you can clip in. He has one of these little hole punches. This is what they look like in Sweden. Because we usually use binders like these that have ring binders and stuff like that. So many of us have these, so you can you can punch holes and you can use a little string or sewing thread or something to tie them in. And I'm gonna actually start creating things with these. You don't need to pick all of this out at once. I just put it all out just to kind of give you some ideas, some examples. You might have a lot of these stuff at home, and I mean stuff like this. Don't grab everything, just like a few of them in the store, and they're free. And what do you say? So I've been talking about 15 minutes about some things you might find in your home or in your mom's home or wherever you are. I hope he gave you some ideas, some little tidbits of what you can actually use when you craft. The one thing that I would miss is glue. But you don't need like a fancy smancy glue. If they have a little piece of some wood glue, maybe some little, you know, the little bottles of school glue, just any type of like universal glue thing would work. I was lucky I had a glue stick at least and some tape, and that's perfect. Some paints can also be used as glue because they will stick papers together. So with that said, I hope this gave you some ideas. Now let's get to crafting in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye!